Hello, welcome to
Hello.
the Thoughtful Edge podcast, and this is episode number 3. I am the host, Drosovchenko, and today I'm talking to Illia, who is the engineering director at SerpApi, and he's host of SerpApi Podcast, and he's also web scraping and performance enthusiast. So, Illia, welcome to my podcast. Glad to see you today, and we're going to talk today about strategies for building motivated and engage teams, and what is the motivation, what are we going to do with that, how we can improve, and how we can even self-motivate ourselves. So yeah, tell me please about yourself, about your SerpApi venture, and uh, whatever else you wanted to share with our audiences in the introduction.
Cool. Uh, I'm a programmer and also a manager. So I combine both hands-on engineering work and also working on marketing, working on like hiring, mentoring at SerpApi. And also I'm hosting a SerpApi podcast. I work as an engineer for about 11 years. Uh, at SerpApi, I started as just a backend engineer. Then I've seen an opportunity to grow the businesses from the marketing perspective, and I've started doing some kind of content for developers, like developer relations. Then started doing the podcast and moving to that direction in addition to engineering part. Uh, Yes, I guess that's
Nice,
it.
nice. Glad to have you today once again. So, and if we are talking about the motivation, and what is it to you? How you define it, and what does it mean to you personally, and like maybe something from your experience?
Motivation for me is pretty simple. I either want to work on something or I don't understand why I don't work. Why I don't want to work on something. Uh, yes, and uh, like for me personally, I usually try to understand. Like I understand what I like, and understand business value, and I try to combine both of them. And for me, it's how I try to work, and that's how I try to direct employees that are managed by me. That's
Yeah, yeah, nice. No, it's like it's a good idea. Yeah, if you want to work on something, you're definitely motivated. If you don't want, like, it means that something is wrong, either the job you're doing or the task, or maybe you don't have enough context, and maybe you're not aware of the ultimate impact of that work that you're doing. And those are the things that we definitely can consider as being motivated. And also, I would add here what is important for me personally is to have the team around me who would be motivated the same way as I am, and that would be just reinforce our personal motivation for me and everybody else as well. Okay, so let's move on then. So, what strategies does your organization use to motivate employees? And any particular methods or tools that you've seen are particularly effective?
we have like implicit strategies. So all of our employees have like all of us have an access to business reports. Like our CEO shares financial quarterly reports about our growth, about our like basically he shares P&L statements with us, and we also understand where the market is going, and based on that, and also I would say part of us motivated by salary because not yeah, by salary and by the business growth because we have like a profit sharing program. We have a small chunk of quarterly revenue that is added to our paychecks each quarter. And for me personally and for people I manage, I try to combine MRR growth, monthly recurring revenue growth, with their professional goals. So they understand that at some point monthly recurring revenue will be at some level, they will have a raise. And they, as all of our team members, understand where the market is going, at least where company is going, and they understand that they can ask for some help or for some guidance. We define how they can help SerpApi to move in the direction of higher monthly recurring revenue. And it's something like that. And to be able, but that sounds simple, but it's actually kind of complicated because it requires finding and it requires hiring people that are in that mindset because not everyone want to like lots of people want to have like strict directions like do that then do that, but through PPI we are more like a flat organization with not that much of processes, and we have start to finish ownership, and also we follow some kind of Kanban process, so we pick whatever feels important to us. Like we have different priorities, like we prioritize each issue, but still we don't have iterations and stuff. And also half of our budget like is explicitly, our CEO explicitly asks all of us to spend at least half of our work time for marketing. And that's how we grow, and that's like how I like, and I like marketing, and I want, and I also business grow. And whenever my teammates asking me how they can contribute or how they can increase their salary, I just point them to different strategies on how to help the business be more successful. So that's our implicit strategy.
Oh, yeah, it's an interesting idea to tie the business successful metric to the motivation of the employee, because ultimately the people will start feeling more belonging to the company, and they start feel the impact that their particular task at hand has on the business itself, on the successful of the business, on the revenue, and ultimately it would be reflected in their paycheck. So it's great stuff to have, and like I'm glad that your organization is embracing this kind of approach where it is a metric centric, and it is still orients on the impact of the employee and on the successful of the business. However, different people, they will find motivation in different things. Some might be motivated with the bigger paycheck. Someone might be motivated with the recognition or next promotion or like some other reward which is not material. How would you identify which motivator is the most important for a given individual? Like, I can imagine there might be different strategies for each of them. What is your
Yeah.
thoughts?
Basically, I discuss with people. I discuss that part of people. And you are right. I agree with you that someone wants bigger impact. someone wants bigger paycheck, and it's usually and people usually want to share what motivates them if asked. So I just have a simple conversation in a trustful environment. So I don't try to, for example, recently we had a such discussion with one of my teammates, and it seemed to me that he wasn't very motivated because he, the quality of his pull requests became lower. Like there were more stuff to be reworked on. And then we have discussed that situation with him, and he said that first of all he was tired of doing the similar kind of work, and also he wanted to be more impactful on the on the business side. We discussed it with him. I have thought about it for a week or so, and we have discussed with him again how we can proceed. And it seems to me that situation is solved. Like he basically, it's very simple. Like everyone understand what they want to do, and they just the only problem is that not everyone want to share or don't want to listen about others motivation points, or not open to them. We basically ask about it and try to provide some solutions. So, and specifically with this team member, with this mate, just I have just pointed out to him, here's how we can how you can provide more business impact, find some strategy. Like we already share marketing strategy and overall business strategy, but during that kind of conversation, it's just repeated and it gets more clarified, and then hopefully everyone is happy.
Awesome, awesome. I like this strategy of like listening, just go and ask and listen to what you will hear. And listening, it's the important part of everyone's job, I believe, especially for the high educated employees and for those that are in tech in particular. Uh, like sometimes we are very focused on ourselves and don't willing to listen to anybody else, but just at times it's like as simple as that. Go and ask, and you will probably hear all the answers. And to my personal experience, I also noticed several times that people get bored when they're doing the same tasks over again. And I also had an experience. I also had an example in my career where I had a guy who was a QA, and then we noticed that he started to get bored with that scope of work that he was in charge of, and we went talked to him and realized that he wants to become a developer, and we made everything possible for him to do that. We provided the training, we found a mentor who was willing to coach them and upskill his appropriately. So it went well as well. In that case, the guy stayed with the company for long years after that, and he's quite happy still. Like you already described your experience about handling this kind of example. But what do you think about recognition and rewards programs? Do you have something like that at your current job? Maybe there are any specific criteria or guidelines that you can share with us?
Basically, we have a profit sharing bonus. I can't share the number, but it's pretty low in percentage. it's so our company shares quarterly, like small amount of quarterly revenue, and that's it. So it's kind of a 13 salary or something like that. So far, it's not that big as 13 salary, but there is lots of opportunities to grow at a business. So it will be another. It may be another thing to be motivated to help business become more successful. Uh, yes, that's it. We don't have anything else.
Okay, sounds good. And you already mentioned that your company is trying to be transparent, as much transparent as possible with the employees. And I believe this is the vital part of the successful culture and the organization which is willing to flourish. And is there anything else in the culture of the company that could be indeed a good motivator for the people?
Yeah, transparency and trust are super very important, and a culture of like-minded people. So that's basically it. But it's the challenge is to find the right people, the people who are in the right place, uh, and the people who want to do what they do. Uh, and for us also, for this at this point, SerpApi is a flat organization. Like we have managers, but managers are like we mostly mentor, not manage. So we help during the onboarding and help after it, but it's not like micromanage or like we assign some work uh, only until an employee can pick the works they want to work. Uh, Something like that. So we trust from the like we hire only people that we trust, and this is super helpful. And also, like I'm super grateful about personality of our CEO because he's super calm. Like we had several times of like business outages. For example, 2 years ago or about that, we had we had an outage with Stripe because of some dependencies update, and we accidentally charged 76,000 dollars like in a like single hour, and he was like he was calm. Like like he joined an on call, and he was uh, like I was rushing, and he was taking that part and seeing there, like teaching teaching different tabs, and it very helps because uh, so it what I'm trying to explain is a culture of not that much of like fear and not that much stress. So less stressful environment, trust, like-minded people, transparency, and yeah, I guess that's basic ingredients.
Yeah, but the culture, the company culture itself, is so multidimensional, and like it could be yeah, demonstrated and could expose it in so many different ways. But those that you just mentioned and listed, they, I believe, they are vital. This stressful less environment and transparency and trust and leading by example, as you just mentioned, the CEO was kind of calm in all that stressful situation, and the stress doesn't help anyway. And, I believe he was doing the right thing, setting the example of how everyone else in the company should behave and thoughtfully approach whatever is happening in the company. Is it an incident or something, some other decision that is needed to be made? And I would also add here that one of the most important thing for me in the organization, when everybody around you is putting the interest and success of the organization before their own interest and before their own benefits or whatever. Because if it's not there, like you cannot definitely trust people, because you're not sure whether they are playing the same game as you, whether you're in the same team, and you can be as transparent and as open to them like as you would like to. Okay, nice. So I have another question for you. How do you see employee motivation and engagement evolving in the future? Are there any trends or changes that you anticipate in this area, like considering all our fast-paced world and all those like technologies such as thrown on our heads and all this AI stuff and everything else what is happening?
Yeah, I haven't done any research, but my answer won't be about like only employees, but mostly about all of the people who produce something. Like I see the shift into doing something that people love, and this also is related to employees, but not only to them. So I guess and I hope there will be in the future there will be more people who do what they love in the right place instead of doing something for the sake of money. On like I love earning money, like and making money, but like there should be another reason behind it. Like at least like it can be anything, like personal goal, long term, like family goal, anything else. Now in future doesn't matter. But yeah, I guess that's it. So I see the trend of working on things people love, and
Right. Yeah.
there is like it's double-edged sword because mostly it's because yeah it can also harm like doing what you love, but if in a mindful way it's very good.
Yeah. Yeah. But like our world is uh, getting more prosperous and prosperous, and there are more and more opportunities that are out there on the market, and I believe in the future we'll just be getting more of that, and everyone will be able to find the place that he will enjoy, that will give them the feel of fulfillment, even if you're not like approaching a certain goal, but you just get joy out of you do every day. Like it's already a great place to be. Like if it is something that you want to start doing, the first thing you jumped out of the bed and like you're rushing to start doing some work or start doing some interesting with your colleagues which you admire and you love to talk to. It's just the bad thing that could happen to you. Okay, so we are almost done, coming to the end and almost at time. And I wanted to appreciate you, Ilya, for coming today to my podcast and having this interesting conversation. It was very insightful, and I believe everyone else will also find it appealing. Is there anything as a final word you want to say to the audience?
Yes, my final word would be like recently I started learning mindfulness. it is very important. Like it's the essence of healthy life being for me personally, and it's like it summarizes like basically everything we just talked about. Like, so my final word would be, if anyone wants to like improve their personal life, like personal motivation, work motivation, like work-life balance, health, uh, even if anyone want to a bit help manage ADHD, like mindfulness is a way to the better life and to motivation too. So I encourage everyone to at least Google what is the mindfulness.
Nice, nice. And mindfulness and meditation. Ray Dalio, who is the known investor, also promoting the meditation, is one of the vital parts of everybody's life. Okay, thank you so much, Ilya, and have a good rest of your day, and see you next time. Bye.
Thank you, Mr.